fancy drag queen, well perhaps you're gay. Is there a point to all these fancy clothes, with all these buckles from your head down to your toes? It's very simple, but I'm just another girl. It's not so easy, but I'm giving it a whirl. Is there something that you're trying to prove, with all the makeup and the way you move? Are you looking for some sympathy? No, I'm trying to be the best girl I can be. Very simple, but I'm just another girl. It's not so easy, but I'm giving it a whirl. Like my martinis dry, cosmos I won't deny. Smoke those long cigarettes. Thank God I'm not dead yet. Done all these crazy things, short of a wedding ring. Just a
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Callista Solomon, and this is nlcTrans. I'm here tonight with Tara Alexander and Stacy Dozier, and we're going to have a whole bunch of things to talk about. But first, before we get started, I wanted to say a couple of things real quick. First, I'd like to welcome a couple of new members to our group. Renee and Patricia, new members, and welcome aboard. And also a couple of real quick things. Tambria sent me a couple things just before I left work tonight that were kind of interesting. One was that eHarmony, apparently there was a lawsuit. I didn't know anything about this. Apparently there was some lawsuit going on, but eHarmony now is going to have a same-sex category, which is the API says eHarmony agrees to provide same-sex matches. So some person apparently in New Jersey filed a lawsuit against them, and so which was an interesting thing because eHarmony was always very straight, and if you were trans or gay or whatever, there was no place for you on eHarmony. But apparently there is now. Although I don't know about trans, so we may have to challenge that, and maybe we can make eHarmony have a trans category. So watch out, eHarmony. One thing we're going to talk a bit about is we did a discussion panel at Mitchell College beginning of the week. And I would like to thank Professor Broccoli for having us and for all the wonderful students who came out. And we were just discussing this a few minutes ago, that we made a horrible mistake here. We should have invited Professor Broccoli to come on our show tonight. But if she's watching, we'd like to have her come on at some point. Whenever she can make it would be great. So Dr. Broccoli, please come on our show. We'd love to talk to you. And even some of the students, if they wanted to come on, could come on. So that was a wonderful thing. A lot of great questions from the students, and really nice people over at Mitchell College. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Sure. I think pretty much that's where I was with everything. So I thought maybe you guys would like to, Tara, you had sort of set this whole thing up with Mitchell College. I thought maybe you'd like to talk a little bit about that.
Well, we'd been contacted. Professor Broccoli had contacted CTAC, Connecticut Trans Advocacy Coalition, to see if anybody would have any interest in coming to sit on a panel at Mitchell College. And folks at CTAC couldn't make it that night, and they were nice enough to give us a shout through Stacy. Yeah. So we all agreed to go, and Professor Broccoli was thrilled to have us. I've gotten several messages from her over the course of the roughly a week that this got planned in, just absolutely thanking us for participating in the panel.
She is so nice.
She is so nice, and it was such a great experience. The school and the students were all so welcoming, and as you said, it was a 2-hour panel. We talked for a short time about our own personal histories and our experiences, and then we took questions from the students. and they had a very interesting variety of questions to to ask us. But I have to say, one of the things that impressed me the most was actually at the end of the panel, after we wrapped up, and the front table we were sitting at got flooded by students who wanted to say something to us personally before we actually left.
Yes, that was wonderful.
That was wonderful. I loved that.
You know, I regret not thinking of it at the time, but you know, next time we'll have to stick around in the dining room and have a more intimate setting where we can actually talk to folks.
Yes, yeah.
We
were a bit, I think, overwhelmed by everything.
I think we were.
It's so busy, and and so we sort of forgot what we were doing there. But yes, we will certainly next time we'll do that. We'll hang around and talk to the students, and if Professor Broccoli is nice enough to ask us to come back, which we would love to do.
She's made mention of that several times already. That
yeah, that was great. Well,
either in the spring or next fall, she's talking about doing it again.
Great.
And at the very beginning there, before we actually sat down, we were talking about, because this time around they only had about a week to advertise it.
Right.
And she had people from her class there, from the humanities department, from the humanities club, as well as the general student body. They'd been advertising it on the campus television for, you know, in the dining hall for the last week or so. So it got a little bit of press, but she said she'd really like to get it really out there and get a lot more and fill the 150-seat room.
Well, that would be cool.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be.
I think that's a good idea.
And we were actually talking to her too about even advertising at Conn College and maybe even the Coast Guard Academy, if Mitchell's going to be kind enough to actually host something like that, and any of the students in the area were interested in coming.
Yeah, this is good. It was a really good experience, and I thoroughly enjoyed that, as obviously you guys did.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would love to do that again, and it would be wonderful if we could get Dr. Broccoli to come on the show. She would be a wonderful guest. She's so nice.
I did notice when we talked to the students about our TV show, some of them were writing furiously. So if any of you are actually paying attention, the phone number's up on the screen.
Yes.
Please give us a call and let us know personally what you think and what we could do better next time.
Yeah, and feel free to call in. Some of you, I'm sure, are local. And those of you that obviously are staying at the college are local. And,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're watching our show over there tonight or not, but if you are, hi guys.
Well, and where else are they watching our show?
Oh yes, I wanted to talk about that. Thank you for that segue. Apparently, they watch our show in the local correctional facilities, which had not occurred to me, but this is cool. An audience is an audience, and this gives new meaning to the term captive audience, I suppose. But okay, I know that was really, really bad. But guys, if you're watching us in the correctional facilities, guys, women, that's great, and welcome to the audience. We're thrilled to have you. And I actually did get. I'm not going to mention any names here, but I have an email here from somebody in one of the local correctional facilities who wants to talk to us, and I'm not going to say too much about this, except that we are going to actually contact this person. So I know you're probably out there watching, and we haven't forgotten you. We're going to contact you as soon as we figure out exactly how to do that. But we did get your email, and we will be in touch. So not to worry, we haven't forgotten you. And for everybody else in the local correctional facilities, thanks for watching. This is so cool. An audience, an audience is a great thing. It's like, and certainly we have a very strong connection to, that the whole prison population by way of Father Russ, who is a huge advocate of prison reform and who is our biggest supporter and sweetheart, and who was in the next room watching. Hi, Father. Who was on right after us, by the way, so stay tuned and watch his show.
But and also because of the different types of interests that Father Rust is involved in, there are similarities when